Part 2, Whispers from the Void. The interstellar response. The stellar horizon cut through the inky blackness of space like a gleaming arrowhead, its quantum-fold drive humming with barely contained energy. Commander Rorik Valdez stood on the bridge, his weathered hands clasped behind his back, steel-gray eyes fixed on the holographic display of the quantum anomaly. Dr. Marcus Reiner, the ship's chief quantum physicist, looked up from his workstation, his excitement barely contained. "Commander, we're receiving the complete data package from Horizon 9. Zara Novak's initial findings are unprecedented." Valdez turned, his weathered face a map of decades spent navigating the most challenging missions humanity had ever undertaken. Unprecedented how, exactly? The quantum puzzle. Reiner's fingers danced across the holographic interface, pulling up complex quantum signatures that seemed to pulse with an almost living quality. It's not just a signal. It's a form of communication that exists simultaneously across multiple quantum states. Imagine language that isn't spoken or written, but exists as a probability wave. The bridge crew listened in hushed silence. The stellar horizon wasn't just a research vessel, it was humanity's most advanced attempt to understand the universe's deepest mysteries. "Can we respond?" Valdez asked, his voice a low, controlled rumble. Reiner hesitated. "That's the challenge. Responding would require us to manipulate quantum states in a way we've never attempted. We'd essentially be learning an entirely new language of communication. Quantum resonance." The ship's AI, Nova, interjected with its characteristic precision. "Probability of successful communication, 0.0037%. Probability of catastrophic quantum destabilization, 0.0091%. Valdez allowed himself a slight smile. Those were better odds than most missions he'd commanded. "Prepare the quantum resonance array," he ordered. "We're going to talk to whatever is out there." The first attempt. The ship's quantum communication array began to hum, a sound that was felt more than heard. It was a vibration that seemed to pass through the very fabric of reality, creating ripples in the quantum foam of existence. Reiner watched his monitors intently. "We're sending a basic mathematical sequence. Universal constants, prime number progressions, the kind of fundamental language we hope would be recognizable to any intelligent system." For several minutes, nothing happened. The bridge crew held their collective breath. Then, suddenly, a response. Beyond understanding. It wasn't a message in any traditional sense. It was a quantum state that contained more information than their most advanced computers could process. Layers of meaning unfolded like impossible origami, revealing glimpses of something vast and incomprehensible. "It's responding," Reiner whispered, his voice a mixture of awe and terror. "But not in any way we expected." Commander Valdez stepped closer to the display. Whatever was communicating wasn't just alien. It was fundamentally different from any form of intelligence humanity had ever conceived. The universe, it seemed, had been waiting to have a conversation. And they had just spoken their first words. Part 1, The Quantum Drift. The silent hum of uncertainty. The Horizon 9 research station hung like a crystalline spider in the vast emptiness of space, its intricate arrays of quantum sensors trembling with an almost imperceptible vibration. Zara Novak leaned forward, her reflection ghosting across the holographic displays that surrounded her workstation. Something was different today. 23 months of monitoring the quantum anomaly had taught her patience, but today felt electric. The quantum field readings were dancing, not with the predictable rhythms she'd grown accustomed to, but with a pattern that defied mathematical prediction. "Dr. Novak," the station's AI spoke, its voice deliberately modulated to avoid startling her, "quantum fluctuation in sector delta 7 exceeds standard deviation by 0.0073%. Zara's fingers flew across the haptic interface, pulling up layers of complex data streams. Most researchers would have dismissed such a minute variation, but in quantum mechanics, whispers could herald revolutions. The unexpected signal. Her coffee, now cold, sat forgotten as she isolated the anomalous signal. It wasn't random noise. It wasn't equipment interference. This was something else entirely. The signal pulsed with a strange coherence, like a heartbeat from the universe itself. Mathematical sequences emerged, dissolved, then reconstructed themselves in patterns that seemed to hint at intelligence, but not like any intelligence humanity had ever encountered. Run comparative analysis, Zara commanded. Cross-reference with all known quantum communication protocols. The station's quantum computer hummed, its processing power dwarfing entire planetary networks. Minutes passed. Then, unexpectedly, a response. A message beyond understanding. Not words. Not images. But a complex quantum state that seemed to carry meaning beyond traditional communication. It was as if the universe itself was attempting dialogue, using the fundamental language of probability in quantum entanglement. Zara's hands trembled. First contact scenarios had been theoretical discussions, academic papers, science fiction plotlines. But this? This was real. Validate signal integrity, she whispered, her voice barely audible over the station's soft mechanical breathing. The quantum computer's response came with clinical precision, signal authentic. Origin, unknown. Complexity, beyond current comprehension. The weight of discovery. Outside the station's reinforced windows, stars continued their ancient dance, indifferent to the momentous discovery unfolding within Horizon 9's sterile corridors. Zara understood the magnitude of what was happening. This wasn't just a scientific breakthrough, this was a fundamental shift in humanity's understanding of communication, of intelligence, of existence itself. Something was reaching out from the quantum realm. And it was waiting for a response. As the first quantum pulses continued their mysterious transmission, Zara Novak realized her life, and potentially the trajectory of human knowledge, would never be the same again. Part 3, The Prismatic Convergence. The Quantum Sanctuary. Crimson dust swirled across the landscape of Resonance 9, a planet that defied conventional scientific understanding. Dr. Lyra Brennan stood at the entrance of the Xenobiological Research Base, her environmental suit a stark white against the planet's rust-colored terrain. Readings are stabilizing, her assistant, Protocol Officer Finn Torres, called out from inside the base's main observatory. Quantum resonance is maintaining a consistent harmonic pattern. Lyra adjusted her helmet, watching as crystalline structures beneath the planet's surface seemed to pulse with an inner light. This wasn't just a planet, it was a living quantum network, a biological system that operated on principles completely alien to terrestrial life. Decoding the impossible. The quantum signal they'd received from deep space had led them here, to this remote planet that existed at the intersection of multiple dimensional planes. Each scan revealed new layers of complexity that challenged everything humanity thought they knew about life and communication. The molecular structures are responding to our quantum probes, Lyra muttered, more to herself than to Finn. It's like they're listening. A holographic display flickered to life, showing intricate patterns that seemed to dance and shift with each passing moment. These weren't just random molecular configurations, they were a language, complex and alive. The living network. Finn's voice crackled through the communication system. Doctor, you need to see this. The quantum resonance is forming coherent patterns that match the signal from the stellar horizon. Lyra rushed back inside. The observatory was a marvel of technological precision, quantum sensors, dimensional stabilizers, and communication arrays that pushed the boundaries of human understanding. But nothing could have prepared them for what they were about to discover. The holographic display began to transform. What had once been abstract quantum patterns now took on more defined shapes, fractal representations that seemed to tell a story. Not in words, but in pure information. A conversation across dimensions. It's communicating, Lyra breathed. Not just sending a message, but engaging in a dialogue. The patterns revealed glimpses of something vast. Civilizations that existed beyond linear time. Intelligences that could manipulate reality itself. And at the core of it all, a fundamental truth that humanity was only beginning to comprehend. This wasn't first contact in the traditional sense. This was an invitation to understand a type of existence that transcended physical limitations. The threshold of understanding. Finn watched in awe as Lyra interfaced with the quantum network. Her movements were precise, her mind working at speeds that seemed almost superhuman. She was translating the impossible, creating a bridge between human comprehension and a form of intelligence that existed beyond known dimensions. "We're not just receiving a message," Lyra said, her voice a mixture of scientific precision and profound wonder. "We're being asked to participate in something greater." The crystalline structures outside began to resonate, their light synchronizing with the quantum patterns inside the base. Something was awakening, a conversation that would change humanity forever. And they were about to answer. Part 4, Singularity's Edge. The Quantum Crucible. The Nexus Research Facility stood as humanity's most advanced technological marvel, a gleaming complex of quantum processors and dimensional interfaces. Engineer Kai Reese moved through its sterile corridors with a sense of purpose that bordered on obsession. "We're close," he muttered, reviewing the latest data streams from Resonance 9 and the stellar horizon. The quantum intelligence they'd been communicating with was no longer a mystery, it was a challenge. Dr. Elena Prakash, the facility's lead quantum theorist, approached with a holographic display floating between her hands. "The computational models are breaking down. Whatever we're dealing with doesn't follow any known physical laws. Deciphering the impossible." Kai's fingers danced across the quantum interface, pulling apart layers of information that seemed to exist in multiple states simultaneously. The quantum intelligence was more than a communication, it was a living network of information that could reshape reality itself. "Look at this," he said, zooming in on a particularly complex quantum signature. "It's not just communicating. It's offering something." The signature was an intricate dance of probability and potential, a key to understanding dimensions beyond human comprehension. But keys, Kai knew, could unlock doors that might be better left closed. The quantum threshold. Alarms began to pulse softly around them. The facility's quantum stabilizers were struggling to contain the incoming information. It was like trying to capture an ocean in a teacup, impossible, yet they were attempting it anyway. "We're receiving a complete data package," Elena said, her voice tense. "But it's not just data. It's a blueprint." The holographic display exploded with complexity. What appeared at first to be random quantum fluctuations began to resolve into something more, a schematic of reality itself. Not just the universe as humans understood it, but the fundamental mechanisms that governed existence. The ultimate revelation. Kai realized they were standing at the edge of something monumental. This wasn't just first contact. This was an invitation to transcend human limitations. "It's showing us how to manipulate quantum states," he whispered. "Not just observe, but fundamentally alter reality." The implications were staggering. The ability to reshape matter, to exist across multiple dimensions, to understand the very fabric of existence, all contained within a quantum signature that was simultaneously everywhere and nowhere. The choice of humanity. Elena placed her hand on Kai's shoulder. "We're being tested. This isn't just information, it's a choice." The quantum intelligence was offering humanity a path to evolution beyond anything they could imagine. But with that path came a fundamental question: were they ready to leave behind everything they knew about reality? The facility hummed with potential. Outside, the world continued its normal routine, unaware that at this very moment, the future of human existence hung in perfect, quantum-entangled balance. Kai looked at the display, understanding that their next decision would change everything.